Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel, Raja Bogasikotar 1719. What if I told you that the most powerful creatures to ever walk the earth disappeared in a single catastrophic event? For more than 160 million years, dinosaurs ruled our planet. They were giants, hunters, and survivors. Nothing seemed capable of challenging their dominance. But 66 million years ago, everything changed. A mysterious disaster struck Earth with unimaginable force. The skies turned dark, the ground shook violently, and life itself faced extinction. Was it a giant asteroid from space? Were massive volcanic eruptions responsible? Or was it a deadly combination of both? Today, we will travel back millions of years to uncover the shocking truth behind one of the greatest mysteries in Earth's history, the extinction of the dinosaurs. Prepare yourself for a journey through fire, darkness, and destruction as we reveal how the rulers of Earth vanished forever. This is the story of why did the dinosaurs become extinct? Let's begin. 1. The Age of Giants. Imagine waking up in a world where humans don't exist. No cities, no roads, no technology. Instead, giant creatures roam endless forests, massive predators hunt across vast plains, and the Earth belongs entirely to dinosaurs. More than 230 million years ago, dinosaurs first appeared on our planet. At first, they were small and struggled to survive among many other animals. But over millions of years, they evolved into some of the most successful creatures Earth has ever seen. Some dinosaurs grew taller than a 4-story building. Others had teeth as large as kitchen knives. And some could run faster than a modern horse. The Earth during the dinosaur age was very different from today. The continents were connected differently. The climate was warmer, and lush forests covered much of the planet. Dinosaurs adapted to every environment. Some lived in deserts, some thrived in dense jungles, others wandered across vast open plains. For over 160 million years, they dominated the Earth. To put that into perspective, humans have existed for only a tiny fraction of that time. Dinosaurs survived changing climates, volcanic eruptions, and natural disasters that would have wiped out many other species. They seemed unstoppable. The mighty Tyrannosaurus Rex ruled as a fearsome predator. Huge, long-necked giants consumed tons of plants every day. Armored dinosaurs carried natural defenses stronger than many modern animals. The dinosaur empire appeared invincible. But nature had a surprise waiting. A threat was already moving through the darkness of space. A threat that would change Earth forever. And when it arrived, the reign of the dinosaurs would come to a sudden and devastating end. In the next chapter, we'll witness the day everything changed. 2. The day everything changed. For millions of years, dinosaurs ruled the Earth without any serious challenge. They survived volcanic eruptions, changing climates, and countless natural disasters. It seemed as if nothing could stop them. But far beyond Earth, a silent killer was already on its way. A gigantic asteroid, traveling at more than 70,000 kilometers per hour, was racing through space. The dinosaurs had no idea, no warning, no chance to escape. Then, 66 million years ago, the asteroid entered Earth's atmosphere. As it fell toward the planet, it became brighter than the sun itself. Within seconds, the sky turned into a blazing fireball. And then, impact. The asteroid slammed into Earth near what is now the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. The collision released more energy than billions of nuclear bombs exploding at the same time. Everything within hundreds of kilometers was instantly vaporized. Forests disappeared in moments. Animals near the impact site were killed instantly. The ground shook with one of the most powerful earthquakes in Earth's history. But the destruction didn't stop there. The impact triggered gigantic tsunamis that raced across oceans at incredible speeds. Waves taller than skyscrapers crashed into coastlines around the world. Meanwhile, molten rock and debris were blasted high into the atmosphere. Some of it even escaped into space before falling back to Earth. As these burning fragments returned, they heated the sky to extreme temperatures. Suddenly, forests across the planet began to burn. The world was turning into an inferno. For the dinosaurs, this was only the beginning of the nightmare. The asteroid had struck, but the deadliest consequences were yet to come. In the next chapter, we'll discover how fire rained from the sky and transformed Earth into a living hell. The impact lasted only seconds, but its effects would destroy life for years. What happened next was even more terrifying. 3. Fire from the sky. The asteroid had struck Earth, but the impact itself was only the first stage of the disaster. What happened next transformed the entire planet into a scene straight out of a nightmare. When the asteroid crashed into Earth, trillions of tons of rock, dust, and molten debris were blasted high into the atmosphere. Some of this material was thrown thousands of kilometers away from the impact site. For a brief moment, it seemed as though the worst was over. But then, gravity began pulling the debris back toward Earth. As these fragments re-entered the atmosphere, they generated enormous heat. The sky glowed red. Temperatures rose rapidly. Across vast regions of the planet, the atmosphere became hot enough to ignite dry vegetation. Suddenly, forests burst into flames. Fire spread in every direction. Animals that had survived the initial impact now faced a new enemy. There was nowhere to hide. Smoke filled the air. The smell of burning forests spread across continents. Many scientists believe that global wildfires may have burned for weeks or even months. Entire ecosystems were being destroyed. The once green world of the dinosaurs was becoming a blackened wasteland. Small animals hid underground, some sheltered in rivers and lakes. But larger dinosaurs struggled to find safety. The food they depended on was disappearing. Plants were burning, forests were collapsing, and the balance of life was beginning to unravel. Yet even these devastating fires were not the final blow. A far greater catastrophe was approaching. Soon, the skies would turn dark. The sun would disappear, and Earth would enter one of the deadliest periods in its history. In the next chapter, we'll uncover how a darkness covered the planet and triggered a global extinction event. The fires destroyed countless lives, but the real killer was still coming. What happened when the sun disappeared could change Earth forever. 4. The world goes dark. The fires were still burning. Ash and smoke filled the skies, but an even greater disaster was unfolding above the Earth. The asteroid impact had thrown enormous amounts of dust, soot, and tiny particles high into the atmosphere. These particles spread around the globe, forming a thick blanket around the planet. Day by day, the sunlight grew weaker. The sky became darker. Then, something terrifying happened. The sun almost disappeared. Imagine waking up every morning and seeing a dim gray sky. Days turned cold. Weeks passed. Then months. The world entered a period scientists call an impact winter. Without sunlight, plants could no longer perform photosynthesis. Forests stopped growing. Grasslands withered. One by one, plants began to die. For herbivorous dinosaurs, this was a death sentence. Their food was disappearing. Huge plant-eating dinosaurs that required hundreds of kilograms of vegetation every day began to starve. Soon, their populations started collapsing. And when the herbivores disappeared, the carnivores faced the same fate. Predators could no longer find enough prey. The food chain that had supported life for millions of years was breaking apart. Across the planet, hunger spread. Animals weakened. Entire species vanished. The mighty rulers of Earth were now fighting a battle they could not win. The darkness lasted for years. Temperatures continued to fall. The once warm world became colder and harsher. For many dinosaurs, survival was impossible. But while the giants struggled, a few small creatures were adapting. Hidden underground, deep inside burrows and caves, some animals were preparing to inherit the Earth. In the next chapter, we'll discover how extreme climate change became the final challenge for the surviving dinosaurs. Most dinosaurs were gone, but a few creatures were still alive. How did they survive when giants could not? The answer is coming next. 5. The final struggle. Climate change and mass extinction. The Earth had become a hostile world. The skies were dark. Food was scarce. Temperatures continued to drop. For the surviving dinosaurs, every day was now a fight for survival. The impact winter caused dramatic climate changes across the planet. Regions that were once warm became cold and unforgiving. Seasonal patterns collapsed. Rainfall changed. Many freshwater sources began to disappear or become contaminated. Animals that had survived the fires and darkness now faced starvation and freezing temperatures. The largest dinosaurs suffered the most. Their massive bodies required enormous amounts of food every day, but there simply wasn't enough left. One by one, the giant herbivores disappeared. Soon after, the predators followed. The mighty hunters that once ruled the Earth could no longer find prey. Entire species vanished forever. The extinction spread rapidly across the globe. Scientists estimate that nearly 75% of all species on Earth disappeared during this catastrophic event. Oceans were affected too. Many marine reptiles, fish, and microscopic organisms died as ecosystems collapsed. Life itself seemed to be on the brink of destruction. Yet nature had one final surprise. Not every creature was doomed. Small mammals survived by eating insects, seeds, roots, and whatever food they could find. Many lived underground, protected from the harsh conditions above. Some birds survived because they required less food and could adapt more quickly to changing environments. These survivors possessed something the giant dinosaurs lacked: adaptability. While the age of dinosaurs was ending, the age of mammals was about to begin. The extinction event that destroyed the rulers of Earth was creating opportunities for entirely new forms of life. But one major mystery remained. Was the asteroid the only cause? Or had another disaster already weakened the dinosaurs before the impact? In the next chapter, we'll investigate the giant volcanoes that may have helped bring about the end of the dinosaurs. What if the asteroid wasn't acting alone? Evidence suggests another catastrophic force was already changing the planet long before the impact. 6. The volcano theory. Was the asteroid acting alone? For decades, scientists believed that a single asteroid ended the age of dinosaurs. The evidence seemed overwhelming. But as researchers dug deeper into Earth's ancient history, they uncovered another possible suspect. a suspect hidden beneath layers of rock in modern-day India. Millions of years ago, one of the largest volcanic events in Earth's history was taking place. Today, we know this region as the Deccan Traps, but 66 million years ago, it was a landscape of unimaginable destruction. Gigantic volcanoes erupted again and again. Rivers of lava flowed across vast areas of land. Each eruption released enormous amounts of carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and toxic gases into the atmosphere. These eruptions didn't last for days or weeks. They continued for hundreds of thousands of years. Slowly, Earth's climate began to change. Some scientists believe these volcanic eruptions caused periods of extreme warming. Others suggest they triggered cycles of warming and cooling that stressed ecosystems around the world. Plants struggled to adapt. Animal populations fluctuated. Food chains became less stable. In other words, the dinosaurs may already have been facing serious challenges long before the asteroid arrived. Imagine a champion boxer who has already been weakened after a long fight. Then suddenly, a knockout punch lands. Some researchers believe that's exactly what happened to the dinosaurs. The volcanoes weakened Earth's ecosystems. Then the asteroid delivered the final blow. Today, many scientists think both events played important roles. Volcanoes may have created long-term environmental stress. The asteroid then triggered the sudden global catastrophe that pushed countless species over the edge. Together, these two disasters may have created the perfect storm for extinction. But despite all this destruction, life refused to disappear completely. A handful of survivors endured the darkness, cold, and chaos. And those survivors would change the future of Earth forever. In the next chapter, we'll discover which animals survived the extinction event and how they became the ancestors of many creatures alive today. Almost everything died, but not everything. The survivors of this extinction event would inherit the Earth and eventually pave the way for humans. 7. The survivor's life finds a way. The asteroid struck. The skies turned dark, forests burned, temperatures plummeted, and nearly 75% of all species on Earth disappeared. It seemed like the end of life itself, but nature had other plans. Amid the destruction, a small number of creatures managed to survive. These survivors were not the strongest, they were not the largest, and they certainly were not the rulers of the Earth. Their greatest advantage was something far more powerful: adaptability. Small mammals were among the biggest survivors of the extinction event. Unlike giant dinosaurs, they needed less food. Many could eat seeds, insects, roots, and almost anything they could find. Some sheltered underground, protected from the fires and extreme weather above. Others remained hidden in caves and burrows for months. While giant dinosaurs struggled to survive, these small mammals quietly endured. Birds also survived. In fact, modern birds are the direct descendants of certain dinosaur species. That means dinosaurs never completely disappeared. Every eagle soaring through the sky, every pigeon walking through a city, and every sparrow singing in a tree carries a tiny piece of dinosaur history. Other survivors included crocodiles, turtles, frogs, insects, and many marine creatures. Their ability to adapt helped them survive one of the deadliest events in Earth's history. As the dust slowly settled and sunlight returned, the world began to recover. Plants started growing again. Forests slowly returned. Rivers and ecosystems came back to life. But the giant dinosaurs were gone forever. For the first time in more than 160 million years, Earth had no dominant ruler. A new chapter in the history of life was about to begin. And the creatures that survived would soon spread across the planet. The age of dinosaurs had ended. The age of mammals was about to begin. In the next chapter, we'll explore the scientific evidence that helped researchers solve the mystery of dinosaur extinction. How do scientists know all of this happened 66 million years ago? The answer lies hidden in ancient rocks, buried craters, and clues left behind by the asteroid itself. 8. The evidence how scientists solved the mystery. How can we know what happened 66 million years ago? After all, no humans were there to witness the extinction of the dinosaurs. No cameras recorded the event. No written records exist. Yet scientists are remarkably confident about what happened. Why? Because the Earth itself preserved the evidence. The investigation began with a strange discovery. In the late 20th century, scientists found a thin layer of clay and rocks around the world. At first glance, it looked ordinary. But when researchers analyzed it, they found unusually high amounts of a rare element called iridium. Iridium is extremely rare on Earth's surface. However, it is commonly found in asteroids. This discovery raised a shocking possibility. Had a giant asteroid struck Earth at the exact time the dinosaurs disappeared? Scientists continued searching for more clues. Soon, they discovered tiny pieces of shocked quartz. These are special crystals that form only under enormous pressure, such as nuclear explosions or asteroid impacts. Then came another breakthrough. Researchers identified tiny glass-like droplets called tektites. These formed when rock was melted by extreme heat and blasted into the atmosphere. The evidence was growing stronger. But one critical question remained. Where was the crater? For years, scientists searched across the globe. Then, in the 1990s, they found it. Hidden beneath the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico was a gigantic impact crater nearly 180 kilometers wide. Today, it is known as the Chicxulub crater. The crater's age matched perfectly with the extinction of the dinosaurs. At last, the mystery was coming together. The iridium layer, the shocked quartz, the tektites, and the giant crater. Each clue pointed to the same conclusion. A massive asteroid had struck Earth 66 million years ago. Today, the asteroid impact theory is supported by overwhelming scientific evidence. While scientists still debate the role of volcanic eruptions, there is little doubt that the asteroid played a major role in one of the greatest extinction events in Earth's history. The case was finally solved. But one fascinating question remains. What if the asteroid had never hit Earth at all? Would dinosaurs still rule the planet today? In the next chapter, we'll explore an alternate history of Earth and imagine a world where the dinosaurs never disappeared. If the asteroid had missed Earth by just a few minutes, human history might never have existed. So what would our world look like today?
9. What if the asteroid never hit Earth? History is filled with moments that changed the course of life forever. But perhaps no event was more important than the asteroid impact that ended the age of dinosaurs. Now, let's imagine something extraordinary. What if the asteroid had missed Earth? What if it had passed harmlessly through space? Would dinosaurs still rule the planet today? Many scientists believe the answer might be yes. Before the extinction event, dinosaurs were incredibly successful. They had dominated Earth for more than 160 million years. They lived on every continent and had adapted to a wide range of environments. Without the asteroid impact, there is a good chance they would have continued evolving for millions of years. Some species may have become even more intelligent. Others might have developed entirely new adaptations that we can only imagine today. Meanwhile, mammals would likely have remained small and insignificant. For millions of years, mammals lived in the shadow of dinosaurs. They survived by staying hidden, hunting insects, and avoiding larger predators. As long as dinosaurs remained dominant, mammals had limited opportunities to evolve into larger forms. This means that many familiar animals, including elephants, whales, lions, and even primates, might never have appeared. And what about humans? The truth is both fascinating and humbling. Without the extinction of dinosaurs, humans may never have evolved. The asteroid didn't just destroy life, it created opportunities for new life. After the extinction, mammals rapidly diversified. They spread across forests, oceans, mountains, and grasslands. Over millions of years, some evolved into primates. Eventually, one branch of those primates gave rise to human beings. In a very real sense, our existence may be linked to that ancient catastrophe. If the asteroid had missed Earth, our planet might still belong to giant reptiles. There could be no human civilizations, no cities, no technology, no cameras, books, or history, and no one asking the question, what happened to the dinosaurs? Sometimes, the events that seem like disasters become the turning points that shape the future. The asteroid changed everything, not only for dinosaurs, but for every living creature that came after them. In our final chapter, we'll reflect on the legacy of the dinosaurs and the lessons their extinction teach us today. The dinosaurs are gone, or are they? In the final chapter, you'll discover why dinosaurs still live among us today.
10. The Legacy of the Dinosaurs, a story that never truly ended. The age of dinosaurs ended 66 million years ago. Or did it? When most people think of dinosaurs, they imagine giant creatures that vanished forever. Massive predators, towering herbivores, a lost world buried beneath millions of years of history. But the truth is far more surprising. Dinosaurs never completely disappeared. They evolved. Today, their descendants are all around us. Every eagle soaring through the sky, every sparrow singing in a tree, and every pigeon walking through a busy street is a living reminder of the dinosaur age. Modern birds are the direct descendants of a group of dinosaurs that survived the extinction event. In a sense, dinosaurs are still living on Earth today. Their story did not end with destruction. It continued through evolution. But the legacy of the dinosaurs goes beyond birds. Their extinction transformed the future of life itself. When the dinosaurs disappeared, countless ecological opportunities became available. Mammals expanded into new environments. Species evolved rapidly. Over millions of years, this process eventually led to the appearance of humans. Without the extinction of the dinosaurs, the world we know today might never have existed. The story of the dinosaurs also teaches us an important lesson. No species, no matter how powerful, is guaranteed to survive forever. For more than 160 million years, dinosaurs ruled the Earth. They seemed unstoppable, yet a combination of natural forces changed everything. Their extinction reminds us that life on Earth is constantly changing. Entire ecosystems can rise and fall. Dominant species can disappear, and new forms of life can emerge from the ashes of catastrophe. Today, scientists continue studying dinosaurs to better understand evolution, extinction, and the history of our planet. Every fossil discovered, adds another piece to the puzzle, and every new discovery helps us understand our own place in Earth's incredible story. The dinosaurs may be gone, but their legacy lives on, not just in fossils and museums, but in the skies above us, in the science that studies them, and in the lessons they leave behind. Their story is not simply about extinction. It is a story about survival, change, and the remarkable journey of life on Earth. And perhaps that is why, millions of years later, dinosaurs continue to capture our imagination. Because their story is also our story, a story of a planet that is always changing, a planet where life finds a way. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating journeys into history, science, and the mysteries of our universe. Do you think another extinction-level asteroid could threaten Earth in the future? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and stay curious.